Welcome to our F4 first race of the season in Bahrain. And we're having an excellent track at the calendar today, and we're going to drive on Bahrain today with 16 drivers on the grid. Interesting to see. It's the first race of the season, so we're definitely curious what all the drivers can do in this tier. And we're going to through the grid with Ryan Lighton and the Backway being the favorites for the win today. They have shown they have excellent pace. So interesting to see another battle between these two, and I'm also giving it a high chance to get the championship, but for the Backway or Ryan this season. So we're only having 10 races this season, and that's because the new game is coming out in the beginning of July. So interesting to see who can get that title. Also, TGV is another fast driver. We've seen that in the practice race previous week. He took pole position, so really interesting to see who can close the gap to those three drivers in our lowest tier in SRL. And most of the drivers are now heading onto an outlap. And let's follow one of the AlphaTauris, the Backway, going on his first stint. Let's follow him on a lap. Oh, a bit of oversteer moment there out of turn 1. That's not gonna help him. In turn 1 it's so easy to lose time because you can't, if you go on throttle too early you will definitely lose some time. But the Backway is 27.8 in the first sector. That is pretty good so far. Well, the other drivers with Sue, oh, Chemical Wolf blocking him off. Or is Chemical Wolf on a lap as well? Yes, he is. But let's stay on board with the Backway. Definitely one of the championship contenders this season. We all know he can be quick, but the Backway needs to show his consistency. That's something what he lacked, and he admitted that. So we had a good chat, and he decided to fight for the championship this season, to work on his consistency. So let's see what the Backway can do. It's a 1:26.4, and that's a really quick time in tier 4, to be honest. So interesting to see with Sue and Chemical Wolf. Oh, and Sue is now at the back of Chemical Wolf, which cost him a broken front wing. And Ryan puts himself in with a 1:27.5 in P4, with G and Famous heading in P3 now. Lusting 1:28.2. It's not really a lot of, only 1.8 seconds behind. It's not bad from Lusting. Good to see his improvements. Manon goes 8th fastest, one of the reserve drivers. And let's follow one of the other guys. Rigby now goes 5th fastest with a 1:27.8. And Mr. Silence now heading into the last corner. What can Mr. Silence do? Mr. Silence joins the front battle. A 1:26.3 from Mr. Silence, and that's looking good from the Red Bull driver. He didn't attend the last race, the practice race, so a good lap from Mr. Silence here. And Lars having a purple sector 1. Oh, but outbrakes himself. That's unfortunate for Lars. With MN Trocker on the medium tire, putting himself in P11. I think it's Team Kill put himself in P8 with Eddie in P7, and look how close. Of course, the front two are really quick, and you can see that. But look at the guys behind them from P3 to P10 within 1 second. So that's good to see in our lowest tier. And Menon improves himself to P11 also. Now from P3 to P11 within 1 second. So definitely really curious what all the guys can do on track in this race. And Lars put himself in P3 now. What a lap from Lars. A good lap from him. He made a mistake, we've seen that. But he still managed to get a good lap. These 5/10s can easily be won when you get that mistake redone. Rigby's still on a lap, but is he improving? No, I don't think he's improving. So let's stay on board with Rigby and see if he can improve. Or no, we're going to switch to TGW on the mediums to see what his time will be on the medium tire. Oh, Rigby lost it. Rigby loses it. That curb, you don't touch that curb. It's a dangerous curb, a really slippery one. So good to see for all the tier 2 and tier 3 drivers, maybe even tier 1 drivers, to see that curve don't need to be used. With TGV having a purple sector 2 on the board, but not gonna be sure if that will be a purple sector 2 there. So let's see what he can do on the mediums. Outbrakes himself a little. Oh, he's struggling on his medium tire. But he can still manage to put himself a 127.8, and that put him in P8 for now. Will TGV go for the gamble? I think he can manage the front guys. So will there be a top 4 battle with Ryan maybe improving? We all know Ryan is quick, so also a new driver within the league this season. Showed us he can be an awesome racer. I met him online in a ranked race. We've become in contact, and I was like, bro, are you searching for a league? Yeah, I'm searching for a league. Then why not join SRL? Because we're growing and growing. So, and now here he is, already looking to be an excellent driver so far. So good to see from Ryan, and really warm welcome to you to SRL. And we're going to follow Sue now on a lap, or maybe Connor is also on a lap. Let's follow Connor first. He's one of the drivers who haven't set a lap yet, so a bit of oversteer there from Connor. Connor having a purple sector 2. What can Connor do? Can he match himself in the top 5? Heading into the last corner now. The teammate of Rigby, and still the teammate of Rigby, because he was his teammate last season as well. A 127.4, and that puts him in P6 for now. A good lap from Connor, and he is definitely joining the midfield battle today. Look how close the midfield is, from P4 to P14 within 9/10. And that's amazing stuff from all the drivers. And we haven't seen such a close tier last season. Tier 4 was not so close last season, so really, really nice to see. And let's stay on board with Cunningford because he is now the only driver who haven't set a lap. Interesting to see what he can do on fresh soft tires. Switching back to fourth gear. Seems good so far from Cunningford. He has a lot of ERS left, so did he forget to put on his ERS? Halfway through the lap. Let's see what he can do. Cunningford, what can he do on fresh soft tires? A 128.3, and that puts him in P15 for now. And Trucker is 6 tenths up already. The brother of LT Trucker, who is driving in Tier 1, has recently joined our league and it's his first season in SRL. What can he do in our lowest tier on the fresh softs? And that puts him in P8 for now. MN Trucker joins the midfield battle as well. Interesting to see. And the Packway is improving again. Can the Packway get into the 125? No, he can, but still a nice improvement from the Packway. 126.0. And GM Famous improved as well to P4. And Team Kill is going on a lap. Who improved? And let's see Ryan, he's 1 second up. Can he put himself in P3? Ryan into P3. And look how close the battle for the top is as well. And now we're going to start to see some gaps between all the drivers. And what can Manon do? Manon dives into the pits. And Rigby is improving by 7 tenths. And that puts him in P6. A nice lap from Rigby. And I put him in P6 for now. Who is on a lap? Let's see. Team Kill did invalidate his lap. And then Trucker. Let's follow Chemical Wolf. Invalidation for Chemical Wolf. So let's have a look on board with Sue. Sue also recently joined our league, and it's interesting to see a lot of new drivers who have joined SRL are being suited in the lowest tier. So now it's up to everyone who recently joined to show their improvements throughout the season. And let's see, Sue is taking the corner a bit wide, one of the most difficult corners on track here, to brake on the right moment and let it slide through the corner. That's the same goes for this corner. Pretty difficult one to get it right. But let's see, Sue, is he up in his time? Yes, he is. 5 tenths up. Sue is 5 tenths, almost 5 tenths up on his time. So that will put him in provisional P5 for now. If he get the last corner right, and I think he will. So what can Sue do? And Sue goes to a 126.6, and that puts him in P4. A great lap from Sue as well. Well, Chemical Wolf is also on a hot lap now, but only having 20% of ERS left. And let's follow Lusting on a lap. And Bahrain is in such an awesome track to drive on, especially in the night. And Lusting is taking it wide, but is he improving in his current time? Let's see. No, he's not. At the moment he's not. Chemical Wolf is improving by a small margin. Let's see if he crosses the line. He's going to cross the line, so it will be his last lap. 3/10 up, and that puts him in P12 for Chemical Wolf. He has a free choice of tires. Lars invalidated, so he's probably going to save up some fuel. Well, Connor is again on a hot lap. Is he improving on his... Oh, he runs wide there. He was 4/10 up. Almost 4/10 up. And sadly invalidated. So, let's see who's on another lap. Lusting has improved, but a small margin here. Only with 1/10. So, that will be the end of his qualifying. And let's have a look at TGW. TGW is only improving. He's not really improving on his time on the soft tires. So let's see what he can do. And TGW only 6/10 up, and I put him in P9. So what can the other guys do? Can the other guys fight for that top 10 position? And Manon improved himself with 5/10 to P13. With Fern almost a second up. What can Fern do? P13. 8/10 up. Good lap from Fern. Oh, and Eddie spins in the gravel. So let's see who's on the lap. GM Famous is now starting his lap. Lars is not improving. But let's have a look. Oh, and the Packway already invalidated, so that will be the end of his qualifying. Let's see Connor. 4/10 up, almost 4/10 up now. What can Connor do? Connor can only improve himself by 2/10, and that's the same time of TGW. And can Ryan improve himself? Oh no, an invalidation as well. Let's follow Lars into the last corner in the AlphaTauri. And I think that's going to... Oh, TGW improves. TGW improves to P3. Totally missed that. Oh, look how close it is actually. And I think that was our qualifying. But can GM Famous improve himself? He's not up on his time. And Rigby is boarding his lap. And Eddie is still on a lap, but a little bit wide. But let's see GM Famous, his teammate of Eddie. What can GM Famous do? He's currently sitting in P7 and still stays in P7. And Eddie is 5/10 up. Can he grab the position of his teammate into P7? And he goes to a 1:26.9, and that's 5/10 up, and that's a great lap from Eddie. And look at the both racing points. It's great to be teammates if you're so close together, so you can have an awesome fight. And this was our qualifying for today, and what an amazing grid so far in F4. We're missing a few people, but look at this, how close it is, with the Packway securing his pole position in Bahrain, and that's good to see from the Packway. And now he needs to continue this streak into the race. Mr. Silence, awesome qualifying into P2, TGW P3, Ryan P4, Sue P5, Lars P6, Eddie and his teammate Infamous in P8, Rigby P9, Team Kill P10, Connor Trucker, Cunningford Manon, Chemical Wolf and Lusting are outside the top 10, so they have a free tire choice. And to let you know which tire strategy will be the fastest. I think for the top 10 drivers, the soft, medium, soft strategy will be the fastest to drive. Outside the top 10, the medium hard strategy will be the quickest. So really curious what the strategies will be on Bahrain. And I'm interesting to all the viewers. What are your predictions for today? What is your top 3 prediction? We all know the Packway has an amazing speed, but yeah, let's see if he can continue with that into the race and get that first official race win. He had some incidents with his consistency last season, so definitely having a lot of faith in him this season. And with my P2 and P3 are going to be TGW, and I'm going for a gamble. I'm going to give it to Lars. Lars, you're going to get that P3. You can do it. So we're going to start within a few seconds. And we're off on the formation lap. So let's have a look at the tires with, as I said, the top 10 starting on the tire they qualified on. So they will be driving on the softs and definitely will go for a soft hard strategy or even a soft medium soft strategy. Connor, Trocker, Manon, Chemical Wolf and Lusting are taking the alternate strategy, so my gamble will be that they're going for the medium hard strategy. Interesting to see how that will pay out for them. With the Packway leading the field. Good to see from the Packway. But also Lusting has made some excellent improvements throughout the season. He was like 4 or 5 seconds behind the top tier 4 guys, and he only qualified by losing 2 seconds now, so he already made up 2 seconds to the guys, the front runners, and that's good to see from Lusting to improve himself, and a great personality as well. I think he's a comedian, but not sure about that. Chemical Wolf, a little bit of disappointing qualifying from him. He had some great races last season as a reserve in Tier 4, so, or maybe even full-time driver. But let's have a look, because the Packway, the front runners, are getting that grid ready. And I'm looking for a good camera view. Okay, and we go 3, 4, 5 red lights. And the season has begun in F4 in Bahrain. Let's go, the lights are out with the Packway having an amazing start. Mr. Silence not even having the chance to be next to him, but he breaks. Oh, and we have already someone in the wall. It's TGW in the wall. And we have a safety car. Carnage already. With Sue having an amazing start. TGW having a small incident with Cunningford leaving the session already. Not sure what happened to him. And we already have a safety car, so... And Trucker had an amazing start on the mediums, already into P8. So a good start of this race from Trucker. He's the biggest winner on track, MN Trucker. He probably learned that from his little brother, I think. with Ryan staying. Sue had an amazing start as well, already within the top 3. Lars winning 1 position, Rigby winning 3 positions. That's good to see from all the guys. But what will the front runners do? Will they go for a pit stop already? And Sue is diving into the pits with Ryan Lighton also into the pits. And so does Lusting. And of course TGV, because he got damage of that spin. And yes, as Catsby is saying, there's already a safety car in our our season 3, our first lap, a safety car. Yeah, we all know, but you have to understand. The first race is the race you want to show yourself, and of course we have carnage, but we are really aware that all the drivers are knowing that they should not dive bomb anymore. I mean, we have been improving so much last season. With still the Packway leading the whole pack, with Mr. Silence behind him. That could be an amazing battle as well. Oh, and there was a touch from Mr. Silence on the Packway, and that's not really kind for Mr. Silence on the Packway, because it gave the Packway 5 seconds of penalties. If it won't be served in the pits, then it will be removed for the Packway. And Mr. Silence damaged his front wing, so stupid stuff from him. Oh, and Mr. Silence is diving into the pits. Now Lars, both AlphaTauri drivers are now in the lead. With Rigby in P3 on podium course. Rigby is. With Eddie in P4, Emma and Trucker the first driver on the mediums. Interesting strategy from Emma and Trucker. Gunningfern as... Is he already back or not? No, I don't think he is. Gonna invite Gunningfern real quick. Yes, I invited him. It's interesting to see what strategy the top runners, the front runners will do. Will they continue with a few laps on the softs? Let's see if the lights are going out. Yes, the lights are going out. So Da Packway, the leader of this race, the current leader of the AlphaTauri team, with Lars really close behind, is able to set the pace and continue this race as well. And the backway, just wait please till the safety car is in before going, because you're lagging the whole lobby. And we're off again. Oh, and we have some carnage already. There are side-by-side battles everywhere. And it's Chemical Wolf, late braking move. Oh, Chemical Wolf spins. Close racing, we're not gonna miss anything. Mr. Silence and TGE decided to go on the hard tires. So now it's up to Rigby, Eddie to get this. Oh, and we have Trucker on the inside of Team Kill. A side-by-side battle, but Team Kill has the advantage of the tires. But Connor is already next to Trucker now, and Connor is now in a great position with the medium tires. Oh, and we have... What happened to Trucker? What happened to Trucker? On my screen he just teleported, but... With GM Famous now on the back of Trucker, taking different lines. Trucker is struggling on these mediums. Oh, and Trucker spinning. Oh, and Lars is spinning. Oh no, guys. Lars and Trucker both spinning. And Lusting is off track as well. Just focus, guys. Focus on your race pace. You don't need to take too much risk. With Eddie now in P3, Rigby in P2, and that's the most awesome thing in this tier. With Sue having fresh mediums as well, but I think he already made a pit stop. Yes, he did, and already back to P6 now, so that's good to see from Sue. Let's have a look at a close battle. Ryan has also pitted for fresh mediums. So interesting to see if he can close the gap on the guys in front of him. And Sue is closing in on Connor. Sue is closing in. Sue is definitely on podium course today. We can see that. Sue is looking really strong on this track so far. Next side by side with Connor. But is he going to stay behind? No, he's still next to him. Sue not having the DRS, but having the DRS. And DRS enabled. Oh, and we have yellow in sector 3. I think it's coming for a 5-second time penalty from him. And Team Kill is closing in on Eddie. And we have a battle between GM Famous and Ryan. Ryan passes GM Famous on the mediums, but Ryan has damage. Ryan has damage. His left front wing. He definitely battled a bit too hard because he just had a pit stop, and we all know you can't make another pit stop, so you have to drive with this broken front wing. Okay, let's have a look at the current tire situations. The top 4 are running on soft tires. When are they going to pit? From my experience, the soft tires will last 7-8 laps and then the goodness is off. So we'll probably see some guys pitting in a few laps. With Sue overtaking Connor again. A battle for P5 with Connor now in the slipstream right behind him. Let's have a look. Can Connor pick up the DRS? Yes, he has. And GM Famous dives into the pits. And he's going to get rid of that soft after 5 laps. And maybe even changing his front wing. Let's see what he is going to do. And no, he's not changing. Oh, he's serving a penalty as well. So that's really unfortunate for the Packway, because serve penalties cannot be undone. But we're definitely going to speak to Mr. Silence for that touch, because you have to stay behind the driver and not be so close. Ryan is struggling on his tires, with Mr. Silence already closing in on the hards. Oh, and Mr. Silence needs to avoid contact with Chemical Wolf there. And the Packway is seriously gaining a gap. Almost 5 seconds. The 5 seconds he needs to cover his pit stop against Rigby. Now let's have a look at another battle on track. Ryan is still closing in on Connor. Oh, and we have Rigby doing. Is Rigby going for an undercut move? Rigby switching to medium tires. The P2 runner at this moment head into the pits, with Team Kill going for another soft run. So different strategies from all the drivers here, with Rigby getting behind Lusting, with Lusting already making his pit stop. Of course, we all know he's on the hards. So it will just be a matter of time for Rigby to close the gap on Lusting. Ryan picking up a 3-second time penalty. That isn't gonna help him, with Mr. Silence now closing in on Chemical Wolf. Interesting battle between Mr. Silence and Chemical Wolf. Mr. Silence was lucky with that safety car, so he was able to catch up on the field again with having that turn 1 spin. Oh, and we have Rigby now closing in on Lusting. Look at Rigby side by side with Lusting. Definitely showing Lusting, you don't need to mess with Rigby today, because Rigby is on podium course, and we all want to see Rigby winning and getting that podiums to fight for the championship. But the Packway, the leader of this race, is pitting and serving his 5-second time penalty, switching to fresh mediums. Same strategy as Rigby. But it's Rigby. Rigby is jumping the Packway. Look at that. Rigby is in front of the Packway, with Team Kill really close behind the Packway as well. And we all know Team Kill is on the quicker tire at this moment. So what can Team Kill do on fresher tires against the Packway, who is on the mediums, with Rigby passing Manon? And we all know the Packway wants to pass him real quick as well. Manon outbraking himself. Team Kill now also really close. Look at that. Really close battling between all the tier 4 drivers. But look how clean and calculated this is. Oh, and Manon spins. Lusting needs to avoid him. Really, what a battles, guys. Good to see all of these battles. And we're going to switch to Mr. Silence, Chemical Wolf and Connor. Now, the battle for P2. A 3-way battle for P2 at this moment. Interesting battle between these three. And look at that, because Rigby and the Packway and Team Kill are really close as well. Another three-way battle. Team Kill putting the fastest lap. Let's have a look at the current fastest lap at this moment. A 1:30.9 from Team Kill for now. The Packway is definitely wants to show himself to Rigby that he wants to pass him real quick. Oh, and we have a yellow in sector 1. Who's spinning around? I think it's Manon. Manon is around. Manon is spinning a lot. He needs to get up the pace. Let's have a look at this close battle between these three drivers. Connor, Chemical Wolf and Mr. Silence. Can TGV close the gap and join that battle as well? Ryan is still driving around with a broken front wing. And it's a battle between the Packway and Rigby. Rigby still showing his big balls against the Packway. Will it allow to Team Kill to close the gap and make a move on the Packway as well? The Packway is definitely taking good lines now. The Packway is going for a run on Rigby into turn 1. We're going to see a side-by-side battle for the virtual lead of this race. The Packway now on the inside of Rigby and braking late. But Rigby's still there. And Team Kill is now, and the Packway is losing it. Come on, the Packway. Show us your big balls. And now Team Kill is on the inside of Rigby. We all know Team Kill is on the faster tire. But look at this battle. Amazing to see. Oh, and that's so stupid. Oh, you've got to be patient, the Packway. You have the speed. Come on. That's what we call consistency. You just have to wait for the right moment to overtake. And you're doing it at a place where it's not good this time. Oh, it's Sue spinning around. Sue losing also his right front wing. And that promotes Connor to P1. But P1 is now a battle between 4 drivers. Connor, Chemical, Mr. Science and TGV even joins the battle. Oh, and we have someone spinning again. And TGV is diving on the inside on Mr. Silence. But Mr. Silence is going to make it stick. And a great move from TGV. Can he go for a double move? Yes, he did. What an amazing move from TGV. A double move for P2. And that's good to see from TGV. Will Mr. Silence able to get Chemical Wolf as well? And I'm not sure if Lusting is still. He left the session, but. And we still have a battle. Rigby has some excellent pace on the mediums. With Team Kill now not in. Yeah, he's in DRS, but. What happened to the Packway? Is he losing speed? No, he isn't losing any speed because he has damage. And we're already in lap 12. With Mr. Silence now getting past Chemical Wolf. And we all know that the current tire situation, Chemical Wolf didn't make a stop. And Mr. Silence and TGV gains P1 now. TGV into P1. And MN Trucker is in the pits, going for a one-stop strategy. As we predicted, going from mediums, hard strategy. Good to see from MN Trucker. Let's see how it will pay out for him. Team Kill now closing in on Rigby, diving on the inside. Rigby still on the outside. Oh, Rigby spins! Rigby spins! No way. Rigby deserves better. Unfortunate for Rigby, sadly. And Ryan overtakes Sue for P5. Let's have a look at the current penalty situation. Manon Cunningfern having 5 seconds. Lars having 3. And Ryan having 3. And the Packway is now having a purple sector 2. He got himself up the speed again. Let's have a look at his seconds against the leaders. 13.7 seconds. And the Packway is closing in now. And the Packway goes for the move on the inside on Team Kill. And he makes the move stick. But Team Kill is taking different lines. Can he go for a switchback move? Because he has the DRS now enabled. And it's not enough. The Packway is defending on the inside and the outside. Taking the middle of the track, showing you're not gonna pass me. So let's have a look with Mr. Silence currently in P1. Eddie and TGV are also closing in now. But what happened to TGV? There must be something wrong with TGV because he was in P1 before. Totally missed that. And Eddie passes him as well, so TGV is struggling on his tires, which are 11 lap old. Well, we have Connor and Chemical Wolf pitting. Chemical Wolf switching to hards as well. And Connor is switching to hards. Interesting strategy calls from all these drivers. And the Packway is in P2. And what is Mr. Silence going to do? Is Mr. Silence going for... He's probably waiting for the Packway to catch him and then go for a pit stop. And that is going to be a fair and battle between these two. And Lars is now getting at the back of GM Famous. Well, Chemical Wolf had an amazing start. He's currently on the fresh hard tires. And he only started P14, I think. Oh, and we had Lars at a small trip outside of the track. So interesting to see which lap the leaders of this race going to pit. But let's stay on board with this three-way battle again between Chemical Wolf, Connor, Lars, and probably Infamous is involved as well. Chemical Wolf and Wood getting out of the pits. Not sure. Ryan runs a purple sector 3. And now can Chemical Wolf go for a move with DRS enabled? No ERS. Connor is having DRS from Lusting as well. And Ryan is closing in on Trucker. Look at this. With Trucker on the hard tires, with Ryan having mediums. So Ryan is definitely going till the end with these tires. He must go till the end. He can make a pit stop. Oh, and we have Team Kill diving into the pits. Is he going to switch for fresh medium tires? Yes, he is going to switch for fresh mediums. He's going for an undercut move on the backway. But I'm not sure if he will be quick enough. And Sue gets the fastest lap. That's good to see from Sue. He's definitely improving every lap, and that's good to see from Sue. He had a spin earlier, but it's good to see from Sue that he is improving a lot. And let's have a look at the closest battle on track, and I still think it's Lars again making a big mistake, which he didn't take any damage. Come on, Lars, you can do this, man. Lars having 11 lap old mediums, so he definitely needs to get rid of them real quick. And now we're gonna see which tire will be the best one to be on in the last laps. Okay, we're going to head back to Sue, who have recently set the fastest lap, and he's hunting down MN Trucker now. And now it's Ryan to set the fastest lap. Ryan into P7. He has repaired his front wing and now already in P7 again. Ryan with the fastest lap, the first driver under the 30s. But we all know the packway is going to smack that when he's on the fresh shaft. Now Sue is gaining on Trucker within 4/10. Sue has the advantage of the tires. And what happened to Rigby? Oh, Rigby, you have so much. You were so unlucky. Hopefully you can say that about me in this evening, later this evening. Oh, and we have Eddie pitting now. What is he going for? I think he's going for some fresh mediums. He must be. Yes, he's switching to medium tires. Interesting to see what Eddie is going to do. And Sue is jumping him, Trucker's jumping him, Team Kill is jumping him. And maybe even Rigby is jumping him. It will be really close between Rigby and Eddie. Look at this. No, Rigby jumps him. Oh! And we have a yellow in sector 2. And again Manon spins around. It's not Manon. His debut in the official SRL races hasn't been a successful one so far for Manon. Hopefully he can get some practice for USA next week to get himself some excellent points next weekend. And Team Kill is now really close on Trucker. And Team Kill goes side by side with Trucker. Let's have a look. Trucker is doing the switchback, but not enough for Team Kill to get that overtake done. And Rigby is now with Eddie battling. We all know Rigby's on the hard tires, but Eddie's not going to take any risks. Because, oh Rigby, keep it on track. And now Eddie gets past Rigby. And Sue is hunting down Ryan Lighton. Ryan into P4 now. Ryan is making up some excellent places. Good to see Ryan up the field so much. With DGE, let's see, 17 lap old hards. Interesting to see his tires at the moment. I don't think they're really bad. So let's see if he can stretch them till the end. I don't think he will be able to. I think he will switch to fresh soft tires really soon. And that will allow Ryan to promote himself to P3. And Connor and Chemical Wolf, a battle the race has been enjoying. We're all enjoying the battle between Chemical Wolf with Mr. Silence now pitting for fresh softs. Fresh soft tires for Mr. Silence. So he's going for an undercut to the Packway. But he has the better papers. Interesting to see what the Packway is going to do after this. And TGE decides to pit as well. Fresh softs on TGE's car. And now it's time for the quickest guys. Ryan, Mr. Silence, the Backway, and DGE to show themselves how quick they are. But as we said, the battle between Chemical Wolf and Connor has been a great battle so far. Let's see if Connor can keep up with Chemical Wolf. Let's have a look. TGE on Eddie. TGE having the fresh soft tires. But TGE don't need to make any big mistakes. It's the first race of the season. You don't need to lose too much points. Let's have a look at the leader of this race. He's still continuing. The Packway is still continuing on his current stint. And that will allow Mr. Silence to close the gap even more on him. And the Packway has... Or is he not stopping? Interesting to see what they're going to do. And let's have a look. TGE overtaking Eddie. But Eddie is already really close on TGE again. But he's not going for the move. Oh, and we have Eddie in the wall. Cunningfern is pitting for fresh softs. Will both Racing Points not pick up any points today? It will be unfortunate for them, but we must admit this tier is quick as hell, and it's good to see. Well, the lead of this race is pitting now. And look at that, Mr. Silence 13.4 when it was 15 seconds. Mr. Silence now the fastest lap, and the Packway is just getting out of the pits. Oh, this is not gonna help him. He should not have waited that long. The Packway even back to third. A strategic blunder for the Packway here, which allows Mr. Silence to get that race win. And I think someone has predicted that, so that's good to see. Gatsby predicted that Mr. Silence was going to win, and I think after a spin in turn 1 and getting that race win, that's an awesome stuff from him. And this is a battle we're going to see a lot this season. We all know the Packway is on the quicker tire at this moment, so I don't think Ryan will be too hard for him. And Sue is being passed by TGV. And Rigby is going to battle for when he was P2 at the start of this race. He's now fighting for the last point. And the Packway picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's not gonna help him as well. Well, Eddie is now hunting down Rigby. And on the inside he goes. And even Lars is joining that party for the last points. With Rigby still having that P10. And look at this amazing battle on track. With GM Famous now in P11, passing his teammate. And it's going to be very close at the end of this race. And look how close actually the field is. That's good to see. With TGV hunting down Trucker. And I don't think it will take a lot of time for TGV to pass him, but he's just going to wait for the right moment. The Packway picks up the fastest lap and is hunting down Mr. Silence now by 7/10 a lap. Oh, and we have a yellow in sector 3. Oh, Lars, again a mistake. Lars is making a lot of mistakes today. It's not gonna help him for the start of this season, because Lars is an amazing driver, and we've seen that last season. He didn't have the pace to compete in the top 10 last season in tier 3, but he has the pace to compete within the top 5 with the tier 4 guys. So let's see what he can do next weekend, where probably Ruro the boat is going to be your next week's commentator. I'm not going to commentate 2 races and then after those 2 going to race 1 myself. It's a bit too much every weekend, so Ruro is going to take the F4 spot over from me. We all know that this man is our best commentator in SRL. With Sue closing in on MN Trucker now. No, he's waiting. He's waiting for the main straight to get an overtake. And I think that's smart, but MN Trucker is using his ERS. He has saved some ERS. Well, Sue didn't have any ERS left. So that's good to see from Trucker, that he is knowing how to save his ERS and use it at the right places. That's some great racecraft from MN Trucker. With Rigby, GM Famous, Eddie, still a battle for the last points. With GM Famous and Rigby still battling. Look at this. Oh, and we have another battle between Zoo and MN Trucker. Oh, there's a small touch. A small touch from Zoo to MN Trucker. Oh, and something happened. But I'm not sure what happened. I think it's Manon. Manon, what are you doing? Why are you... What are you doing? Sorry, I was just curious why he's going. Oh, and Mr. Silence picked up a penalty as well. Let's have a look at the current penalty situations with TGW overtaking Team Kill now, side by side. Into turn 1, turn 2. But Team Kill having a great exit out of that corner. You can see that. Picking up the DRS and the ERS. But as we've seen with MN Trucker, TGW is really good to see. To know how to handle his ERS. I can learn something from that as well. I'm always burning all my ERS in the first couple of laps to catch all the guys in front, but that's not the way how to do it. And a good one from NJ Devil to have a look at the current penalty situations with Mr. Silence having 3 seconds. The Packway 3 seconds. Ryan having 3 seconds as well. From P4 to P7 they don't have any penalties, so that's good to see. MN Trucker just needs to stay within 3 seconds of Sue to overtake him on track. Well, Rigby doesn't have a penalty, but Rigby also knows that if the guys behind him overtake him, like GM Famous, and manage to pull up a gap of 3 seconds, he will not get that point. Well, Cunningford and Lars having 9 seconds, so Lars having a disaster of a race. While Sue and MN Trucker are battling. Look at this. And TGW is definitely showing himself on the soft tires. He wants to pass these guys. Chemical Wolf having an excellent race so far. Definitely my driver of the day so far. Good to see from good stuff from Chemical. Started in P14, P15 maybe. And the Packway is closing in real quick now. 4.8 seconds with the last lap ongoing. TGW is getting an overtake done on corner, and that promotes himself into P5. Oh well, Connor has lost 4 seconds, maybe 5 seconds to Chemical Wolf. So Chemical Wolf is really quick as well. Sadly, he didn't have a great qualifying session. Well, Eddie is now overtaking Rigby, but it's not going to be enough. Rigby is showing that he's not an easy guy to pass. Rigby is the only one without penalties. outside the top 10. Well, we're going to stay on board with Mr. Silence. He's going to grab a win today, and that's good to see that the Packway and Ryan having another contender for this amazing, and it's good to see with Mr. Silence winning the Packway, finishing in third, second, Ryan finishing probably in P3. With Chemical Wolf having an excellent race in P4. And to let Max know, Chemical Wolf is my driver of the day, having winning 11 positions, not making big mistakes, having a great fight with Connor. That shows a lot of him, and definitely a great race from Chemical Wolf. TGB finishes in 5th, Connor in 6th, Team Kill 7, Trucker 8, Sue in P9, Rigby, a sad race from him, had some bad luck, had a spin. G and Famous Eddie both finishing outside the points. They're not going to be happy about that. Lars, disaster of a race as well, finishing in P13. Cunningfern in P14. Manon and Lusting. I'm not sure what happened to Lusting, but he DNF'd. So, interesting first race. And it's definitely amazing to see all the improvements from all the drivers. The standards of the driving were simply amazing. Really, my big compliments to this tier, which has been a mess last season, is now going to be an awesome tier. So really looking forward to next race in F4, and I want to thank you all for watching, and make sure you tune in for the F2 and F3 in like 15 minutes probably. And I'm doing F2, so I'm going forward. So congratulations to Mr. Silence, and a great race from Chemical Wolf as well. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.